3, 2, 1. Okay, so for this bonus, what we're going to do is create a little bit of a tool to help you guys test. This is going to be something that will help us with moving between our scenes. Sometimes we want to be able to jump from scene to scene without having to stop playing. Now, of course, the objective of our game is to get to the end and move to the next scene rather quickly. But sometimes while you're developing a level, or multiple levels in this case, you want to be able to jump between them and maybe see how something works in one level and test it in another, and then go back and forth that way. So what we're going to be doing is adding what's called a level select to our game manager. That's going to allow us to basically press a button, pull up a menu, pick another level, and then go play the other level. So to start, what we need to do is open up our game manager prefab. We can do that by selecting the game manager here and hitting open, and then we're going to right click on the game manager now in the hierarchy and hit UI and canvas. So we're going to create a UI canvas here, similar to the one that we already have, but this one, of course, will be attached to our game manager. Here we need to change our render mode again, our canvas scaler scale mode from constant pixel size to scale with screen size, and then set our reference resolution to 1920 by 1080. Let's also go ahead and take this time to change our scene view mode from scene view to game view. With that now set up, let's go ahead and right click on our canvas, go to UI and select button. We're going to need 5 buttons, one for each of our 5 levels. So we can go ahead and duplicate this 5 times. You do that by selecting it and hitting Control or Command D 4 times. There we go. So now we have 5 buttons. And then we're going to name these after each of our scenes. So we'll call one our test. This one will be level 1. This one is level 2. Level 3, and of course, level 4. Now what we need to do is go to each button individually, and in the button component down here in the bottom right, there's this on-click list. It should say list, it's empty for you off the bat. We're going to hit the plus button here, and that's going to bring us a Unity event, and this is basically going to execute some code for us whenever we were to click a given button. So in this place where it says none object, we want to grab our game manager and drag that down in. And then click on this drop-down menu here where it says no function. Go to Game Manager and type or hit Load Scene. And then here we're going to type our scene name. So our test scene is called _test. I believe it's called test scene, but we can open our scenes folder to get a look at what those are called exactly. And lo and behold, there it is, called test scene there. Level 1 here, we can hit the plus button and do the same thing with Game Manager. Load scene, and then level 1. Level 2, once again, do the same thing. Game manager, load scene, level 2. And once again, game manager, load scene, level 3, and game manager, load scene, level 4. There we go. Now we can click into our buttons themselves. If we expand them, you'll see this text field, and this is going to be the text that appears on the button. So in this case, we want to change this to say test, and we're going to be doing the same thing we did for our titles. We're going to change all of the text to match what our button has been named. So we're going to name these all to level 1, level 2, level 3, test, all that good stuff. Go, level 3, and finally level 4. There we go. Now we want to position our buttons in our camera view here, and we can make sure you're in the game view so you can see this. What we're going to do is select the top button, and we're going to click on the position Y text here, and we're going to just drag this over to the left. To the right. To the left will make it go down, and we want to do these, going from top to bottom in order here. So there is our test scene. Next up, we want to do level 1, so we'll drag that over Well, it looks like it's... Yeah, for some reason the position jumped really fast there. Sometimes this... make sure we keep our X value at 0. Sometimes these little scroller things can be a little more sensitive than we're expecting. Like there, it jumped right up to 160. Kind of strange. There we go. We want to try to position them somewhat evenly so it's, looks nice. There we go. Level 3. And level 4 up here. And I moved them all up a little bit off center just so that we're not, having to worry about our cursor or crosshair there overlapping with our buttons. Now we've got everything positioned. We can go ahead and open up our game manager script. We can collapse all of these. We're going to open this up, and then we're going to add a void update here, or a private void update, just like that. Now what we want to do is we want to say if... Oh, actually, let's do one more thing. We want to add a public transform, or we'll do public game, not game manager, game object, canvas, or we'll call it button canvas. Of course, it helps to spell canvas, right? And what we'll say is if input.getKeyDown, and we're going to use the key code for the key L, because that's a key that we're most likely not going to press accidentally, and it's also L for level select, so we should be able to know what that is pretty easily. And then we're going to say if button canvas dot is, or I'm sorry, active self, that's what it is. So if button canvas is currently active, then we want to make it inactive. So if you can press it twice, if you don't want to actually change the scene, you can just tap it again. We are also going to need to relock the cursor because we will be unlocking the cursor. So we'll say cursor lock mode. Oh wait, no. Yeah, it's cursor dot lock state equals cursor lock mode dot locked. There we go. And then we'll add an else here, and then we can just copy paste this code. But we're going to say set active to true, and cursor lock mode is none. So now when we press the L key, if our button canvas is inactive, it will turn it on and unlock our cursor. Otherwise, it will turn the buttons off and then lock our cursor again. So yeah, we can go ahead and save that script there. We're going to head back over to our game manager. We're going to drag our button canvas game object into our game manager field here where the button canvas field popped up. And then finally we can disable that canvas because we don't want it to be on by default. And now we see that there in our scene, and you'll find if I hit the play button and then tap the L key, I can see all these buttons pop up, and if I hit level 2, then it will load up level 2, and then within level 2 I can tap L and move back to level 1 or level 3. Although it looks like it's not liking that for some reason. And let's check out why. I figured it out. So this is something that I didn't actually realize when I was setting this up the first time. We need this event system object to be in our game object prefab because buttons use the Unity event system, and in order for that to actually work, we need to have our event system as a part of our prefab. So let's go ahead and just drag this onto our game manager. When we're in the test scene right now, if you're not in the test scene, move back to the test scene, find that event system object, and drag and drop that onto the game manager. And then select your game manager, go to overrides, and hit apply all. Now, if we save our scene, of course, and we hit the play button, hit the L key, we can select level 2, do it again, hit the L key, there we go. Now we can select level 1, go to level 3, just like that. So now we can jump around in our scenes and have all that stuff work nicely for us. And of course, if you don't want to actually change scenes, you just press the key again, and it will go away. So yeah, a little hiccup there because I had never not had my event system in the scenes where I needed it before, but that's all right. quite an easy fix for us. And now we got that nice little shortcut menu.